All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Welcome.
to Mark and Rob Showdown. We are live.
My show. All right.
Hope you all can tune in. Be sure to subscribe and let us know how we're doing.
And let's know what you want to talk about. Oops.
Yep.
Oh,
And we're going to talk about anything you'd like to talk about.
well, is it live now? Okay. Hopefully we're live right now.
Looks like you live. I
Are
see
we?
it all the way
Are we
live.
live? Are we live on your computer? Okay.
Yes,
Hello, everybody.
uh-huh.
I'm going to give you the phone number. Whoops. I had the phone with me. Hang on.
That would help. All right. We're so glad you can join us or view us if you're
NBA
watching.
Finals, Game 5, and we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark. I'm going to give you a phone number to call.
Who? That one-trick pony?
One-trick pony, Caitlin Clark. Anyway, so Game 5, Rob, I'm taking Boston. I think they're closing it out.
Is that on tonight or tomorrow?
It should be tonight.
Oh, wow.
It better be tonight. Well, you tell me it's not tonight, Rob? I think it's
no, of course it's tonight.
I'm pretty sure tonight. It's tonight. Game 5,
Mark,
Game 6
tonight.
is Thursday, and then Game 7 would be Sunday. That's my understanding.
Give a call. There's a number right there.
Wait a minute, Rob. You're suggesting it's not on tonight? I'm sure it is. It's 8:30, I think, tonight. I had to memorize. Tell us. All right. Yeah, tonight. 8:30. Dallas at Boston. It's going to be on ABC, and you can count how many times Doris Burke says elite or special. And I think JJ Redick is actually doing a good job on color analysis. And he learned pretty quickly. So that's Mike Green always does a great job. So it looks like Porzingis is questionable.
Oh, please. That's my Knicks. That's my boy from the Knicks.
So we're not sure if Kristaps Porzingis is playing today. So we'll find out at game time. It looks like because last time they were practicing before game time and he never played. It says available, expected to play. So it's probable. I guess it's up to probable. All right. So Kristaps Porzingis available for game 5, expected to play. And we'll see how healthy he is. He's had 2 injuries. He's had 1 injury. This other injury was like a weird injury. It was different than the first one.
Do you think Mark, do you think these guys who are like tall, just get these injuries because of their growth or just that?
How would I know? I'm short, Rob.
That's that's right. You're vertically challenged. That's right.
I'm not a 6'2" basketball player who can dunk.
You don't worry about getting nosebleeds or anything from
no, you guys are always trying to keep the white man down. I know that.
No, I'm trying to get the short man down.
Well, the left-handed. You were picking the left-handed people today. So it looks like Chris is going to play, but we'll see. We'll see when the game starts. It says I can't pronounce all the words for his injury, but anyway, so I'm not going to.
Come on, you're a lawyer. You should know.
Those are medical terms. Those aren't legal terms.
Same difference.
All right. So Rob said we had 1 trillion followers at one game, at 1 week, but I think we got a little bit less than that tonight.
Welcome to the chat.
I have the number if you want to call in. I'll put you on speaker, and it's 215-605-4223. I'll make sure that volume is up all the way on here just to make sure. It is. Volume's up all the way. And you can call in, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We got the Olympics coming up, and we're going to cover them. And let me look at my calendar here, Rob, and see. I have a list of dates for some upcoming things that we're going to take care of. So after basketball, we're going to do some ranking. We're going to do some ranking questions, including greatest basketball players of all time. We're going to do top 50 and top 25 quarterbacks.
You should include Rob Glover in that top 50. I don't know. Some of you haven't seen me play, but I had a little game.
We don't put defensive specialists in the top 25 all the time, Rob.
Oh, I'm so
especially
hurt.
When they didn't play in the pros. So that's not going to happen. I made the 8th grade church team when I was like 4'9". That doesn't mean I'm going to make the 25 greatest players.
Wow. Oh, geez.
I made the 25 greatest in my neighborhood for the years 76 to 77, maybe.
Maybe I'll get in for coaching, maybe.
All right. That's could be. You got to win a championship for that, Rob.
I did CYO. I won a lot of championships in CYO, man. And I won an AAU championship.
As a coach?
Yep, I won AAU championship for 15 and under in Northern California.
All right. So today is what, the 17th? The U.S. gymnastic team trials are June 27th to June 30th. But the U.S. track and field team trials, they start in 4 days. So we're going to be covering those. We'll do a video every day on that because there's a lot of nice races going on. There's some real competitive races going on. Yeah, Shakira Richardson and company. So
well, I watched the NCAA this past weekend. They got some nice runners. They got a nice 10,000 runner, 5,000 meters. They got some nice competition. It's going to give the other teams from over in the overseas some challenges this year.
All right, then we got also the NBA draft is June 26th to 27th. It's really not that exciting this year because there isn't that many great players. It doesn't seem to be a strong draft, but we'll cover that.
It's exciting for my Knicks because we actually have some first rounders, so I actually can watch. Usually, unlike my football, my Browns, I don't watch until the fourth. After that deal with Watson.
Rob owns 2 sports teams. He owns the Knicks and the.
Oh wait! I also own the Mets, New York Mets. So.
In New York. Oh wow! I don't know any teams, but I did consider buying a stock option with the Green Bay Packers. It's $250, I think, for 1 share.
You got to wait in line for that, don't you?
I don't know. I think every few years they just put them up for sale or something. I don't know. Just when they want to when they want to do renovation on the stadium, they go, "Oh, we got to sell some more ownership shares."
They're gonna put a dome on that. They're gonna put a dome on that pretty soon.
Then I could say we, like the rest of the sports stars, the one that sports fans that I make up.
Yeah, talk French. Yeah, it could be French. Oui,
oui, monsieur.
Vous savez, moi aussi.
So yesterday. Anyways, I think Boston's going to close out tonight.
Yeah.
But if they don't, I think that's not a good sign for them because then they go back to Dallas for Game 6, and then they'll have momentum, and they'll pressure when they come back home, and it'll be 3-3. And so, just so you know, 156 times in NBA history, nobody's come back from 3-0. 4 teams have come back to make it 3-3, and all 4 lost, of course. And in hockey, there's been around 240 series, and about 4 teams have come back. And in baseball, Wikipedia doesn't say the number of series that have taken place since the 1800s, but it's only one time, and as you probably all know, it's the Red Sox against the Yankees, which was an interesting series because they were down 3-0, and they were down, I think, 1 run in the 9th inning, and they scored to tie it, and then they won in extra innings, and then they won 3 straight after that.
Look at Mark with the baseball. Look at him. Look at Mark. I thought you didn't watch baseball. Look at you.
Matt says if anybody's capable of giving up a 3-0 lead, it's a Tatum. Well, he hasn't played great. It's probably true, Matt.
You're true, Matt. You're true, Matt.
He hasn't played great in the playoffs. Jaylen Brown's been leading them. So and there's a guy named Hauser on the team, my namesake, and he has been lighting up in the finals. Seriously, he didn't play well the first 3 rounds, but I was going to email him, tell him to change his name, or at least change the spelling of his name, because he spells it exactly like I do, Hauser. But we'll see what happens. I think Boston's going to close it out tonight at home.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll see what happens.
Or they might do a typical Boston, and they might fold like they usually do.
Boston will win. They'll give him a good game, and then like in the middle of the 3rd quarter, they'll just say, we're not going to win 3 straight, and then just give up. No, I think Jaylen Brown's going to lead him. I don't have confidence in Tatum either.
No, Tatum. I'm he has all his commercials, but he's not living up to, I don't think.
I saw this Yahoo article this morning, and it said that if Kawhi Leonard can't play, they would put Derek White in. I go, what are you talking about? They're going to put Jaylen Brown in. They're going to put Derek White. They already have a defensive specialist that's not in the top 12. Unbeknownst, Rob was upset about because he thought Jalen Brunson should got it, but now he's a broken wrist.
He probably would have. He probably would have been if he hadn't broken his wrist.
Drew Holiday is the defensive specialist because they got all these guys who just shoot like Booker, and Steph Curry's more of a shooter than a defensive player. Anyways, but I've said there's no way they're going to put Derek White in there instead of Jalen Brown. People go crazy if they did that because they already have Drew Holiday as a defensive guy. Why would they need to add another one? That's crazy. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know what the source was, but it just didn't make no sense to me.
It must have been Derek White's dad. I think. I don't know.
I don't know. That's not going to happen. And
no,
Kawhi Leonard does seem like he's still injured, and we get the same situation over in the WNBA. In case you haven't heard, and you've been in a cave for the last 2 weeks, we got Diana Taurasi. I think she's a great grandmother or something. She's like 94 years old. It's going to be like her 12th Olympics, and they're still keeping her on the team.
Got to get that gold medal.
She's going for her 6th gold medal, and so that legacy argument is pretty lame. So, but and it doesn't help any that her personality's awful. So
yeah, that doesn't help.
So, anyways, I am all for Caitlin Clark being on the team. I think that's the tradition. They put the best young player in the team. They did that with Taurasi, Brianna Stewart, Sylvia Knowles, and Candace Parker right out of college. So 4 rookies have been in it, and that's their tradition. They've only not done it like once. So,
right.
And they're only not doing it now because everybody knows it's because Caitlin Clark will get too much attention, and they're scared of the attention she's going to get.
Yeah, they're still.
The only reason she's out on the team, she's because when they give her the ball offensively, we all know what happens. She plays well with the Fever. They won last night in a big game against Chicago Sky. There was one foul with a hook that didn't go. Nothing happened then, and there's another foul with again. Mm-hmm. Second time game in a row, Angel Reese hit her in the head this time, but didn't look intentional.
Yeah, I actually believe that wasn't intentional. I mean, it was. They made the right call because it was towards the head, but I don't think. I mean, she, like you said, she kind of glared over her a little bit, but I don't think it was.
I would say.
But
here's why it wasn't intentional. If you watch her eyes, she's actually looking at the ball and not.
Caitlin's head. She's going for the ball.
You can see her eyes. The other angle from the front. I've seen both angles, and she's looking at the ball. So she is going for the ball. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, even though she's got the worst personality outside of Diana Taurasi and Kennedy Carter in the women's WNBA, but she has the third worst personality. But it's getting worse, so who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, that's what.
What do you think about the? Well, we've been complaining about the refereeing in the games, and how do you think the refs did last night?
I think the refs were better, and I think the reason they got better was because all their eyes were on, and they probably switched the rotation and put the 3 best refs in there. Let's see, what is Matt saying? Is Kenna Clark every time they play? I certainly hope so. Unlike the rest of the WNBA. Well, we have a listener with a sense of humor.
Matt, you're awesome.
I believe they play 4 times this year. They play some teams 3 and some teams 4. I believe they play 4 times this year. So we'll have 2 more assaults before the end of the year.
And then she's gonna have to call. She's gonna have to call up you, Mark. She's gonna have to call you up. And,
well, I'm gonna go for flagrant 2 and an arrest. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll see what happens. I think it's entertaining that every time she goes into a press conference, either she skips it and gets fined $1,000, or she goes in there and tells everybody she's a victim.
Yeah, she blames. She blames 3
press conferences in a row.
Yeah, she passes the blame. Pass the blame. Oh, they're all against me. She sounds like I don't know if you guys, Captain Quigg from Kane Mutiny. They're all against me. First it was the strawberry incidents.
She should be having something in her hand. Didn't he have something in his hand?
Yes, the marbles. Yes,
the marbles.
Yeah, the marbles. Yep. That was a great movie.
Can we see Angel Reese with marbles? She can put them in her bikini top if that's what she wants. I don't know. I find her annoying. Sorry if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, but it's her personality is like, we've got a video out. It just went out like an hour ago about how her personality and image is getting worse, and she needs to improve it if she wants to continue to get endorsements.
I think Caitlin
Clark. A Trump impression? Yeah, I guess because he's always the victim. I get it. You're right.
You're right. You're right.
Matt is our caller of. Matt is our. I guess you're not caller. You're a commentator of the day for our writers.
Matt, you're doing great. You're doing great, my man.
Because we don't have 1,000. Rob lied. We don't really get 1 trillion subscribers.
What? I don't lie. Okay, maybe 11 million.
11 million. See, Rob, no one knows what that is. That you said that's like an accent to it. Or 11 million.
11
No, but the
million.
TV rights, they think the TV rights might go up to 240 million from 60 million. Of course, that all has to do with Angel Reese. It has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, just so you know. They haven't signed the contract, but they're negotiating. And it's kind of weird because they might negotiate outside of the NBA, even though the NBA normally does the whole negotiation and just kind of like throws in a little bit for the WNBA. I don't know if they have enough. I think they're going to use Caitlin Clark as their bargaining chip, which is kind of strange since they treated her like a piece of crap since the beginning, including the league when they didn't cut back on the hard fouls.
And maybe Caitlin can hold that over their heads, like, hey, you need me, you really need me. So
whoever is a caller of the week, we're going to start giving away coffee mugs. It's going to say Mark and Rob Sports Showdown, the best sports showdown in the universe.
No, they're going to say peace out.
And peace. And by the way, if you didn't know, we are not prejudiced or bigoted at all. We encourage green Martians to watch our show. At first I was going to keep them out like they kept the Irish out in Blazing Saddles. At first they're going to keep the Irish, and they said, "All right, we'll keep the Irish." Same thing. At first I said I was going to keep the green people out. I just don't like green people. But then I said, "All right, let the Martians in." So now we're the best sports talk show in the universe because we're including.
That's right. I had my shirt on. I had my green shirt on. Marvin the Martian. I had my shirt on.
But anybody that went to Irondequoit High and graduated in 1976 is also not encouraged to show up.
Class of 76.
Unless they played basketball, then it's okay.
Thank you. Class of 76, the best class.
We went, our school, we had Irondequoit Indians. We brought this up today in one of our videos. And they went overly PC and decided to get rid of Irondequoit Indians in our high school name and change it to Irondequoit Eagles, even though nobody was complaining.
We always, in fact, we being from Rochester, up in the Indian area, actually the nations, they have the 6 nations of the Indians up there in New York State. And we always learned about Indian history. We never did that. I don't like that Florida State with the, or that's why I don't like the Braves either with that chant. Oh, I don't like that chop. To me,
that's what's Atlanta Braves. You know, the Redskins name needed to go because there were some connotations of negativity there. But the Chiefs and the Braves and the Indians, there's nothing wrong with those names. In fact, they've done surveys of Native Americans, and they don't have any problems with those names. It's like 99%, and it was always actually about over 90% for the Redskins. They didn't mind, but you can see the objection to that name. So,
right.
I don't know.
I'm here in the DC area. Yeah, they changed it to I call them the Commodores, even though they're the Commanders. I call them the Commodores, which is the group.
I got a question for you, Rob. What if tonight Dallas wins? What do you think their chances are winning the series if they win tonight? They still got a game home.
I think they got a good chance. If they win tonight, it's definitely on as far as the series.
Okay. Yeah, they got away with the Redskins, and I don't know why they didn't change. I agree, Matt. I was, at about age 10 or 15, you realize Redskins isn't a good term, and so I don't know why the owner Daniel Snyder was so stubborn about it. Because what's the just change it? I don't know why they couldn't just change it to the Indians. There's no football team named the Indians, right? They could have just changed it to the Indians instead of the Redskins.
I don't know.
That's a lot better.
Well, that owner, he was a jerk. They finally got rid of him, and people here in Washington D.C. they threw a big parade because they got rid of him. He did a lot of things with the cheerleaders and stuff. So
all right, there's a guy named Top Gun. I just saw your last post about Mitchell. Missed it. Missed what? What I missed? Did you missed it or I missed something? What about it?
Oh, I think he missed it.
You missed it. It just went up about Mitchell. I put it up like 6:30.
Matt, you are correct. He was a Stone Cold POS. He didn't care. He was, the owner for Snyder, the owner for the Redskins.
He was a jerk. And that's why
he was past jerk. He was I cannot say on YouTube, but he was.
Yeah, he was just he's in it. So anyways, if you call in, we don't do swearing in our show because we don't have a tape delay.
Plus we don't swear.
We don't swear. We're just so clean cut.
Oh, Top Gun found it.
All right, thank you, Top Gun.
Top Gun found the video. Okay, cool.
Yeah, where's my scotch? Where'd it go? Oh, all right.
Scotch. I'm a vodka man.
You're a vodka man.
Yes.
Well, Rob, I got iced tea right now, but I'll have the drink during the game. I'm saving my drink for the game.
Oh, okay.
I won't watch
You
the
see,
game tonight.
you see, Top Gun just found the video.
So we had 4 videos out today, by the way. One was on why doesn't Coach Sides convince Kelsey Mitchell to start passing the ball. One was on Coach Sides said she was going to go to the post, inside the post, directly to inside the post of Boston. That was going to be the offense she ran because she ran it last year. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, she decided, oh, I better give the ball back to Clark because the owner probably put pressure on me, probably. And that was what she overruled. And I have a feeling she was. And then we did a game recap, and we did something else I don't remember. What was it?
Yeah.
What was the other one? What was the fourth one? I don't know. Someone tell me what our fourth one was.
Shout out to Reese. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I did a personality. I did a thing. I took a shot at Angel Reese's personality and image, which is a disaster right now. And so Angel Reese's fans are not going to be fans of my channel, but neither are Diana Taurasi fans, and I don't care. But
so Reese, Mark. So Reese is she's talking about. I always felt the use of mascot names were about inspiration and bravery, and always thought it was about a compliment to Native Americans. I thought so too, except for that chop. I really don't like. To me, and then with to me, it's kind of. I think it's racial with. I mean, that's like.
I don't know. Is it an Indian chant?
It's not really an Indian chant. It's not even an Indian chant. That's what I mean. It's not even an Indian chant. So it's.
I don't know. I'll ask the Native American people because that's what's important. Whether or not they're offended, not whether you are.
I mean, it's like with black people. It's like, okay, we don't,
We're not going to survey black people for whether Indians are insulted. We're going to survey Indians.
Indians. It's just like, it's like walking up, it's like Indian, you watched the old Long Ranger with Tonto,
Oh. Well, let me know below if you think Caitlin Clark should be in the Olympic team. And let me know if Diana Taurasi the one that should be taken off. I'm giving you a hint. That's the correct answer, just so you know.
Cheater.
Let me know what you think. Who's going to win tonight between Boston and Dallas? And let me know if Dallas does win tonight. What do you think? The chances are of winning the series because now they have to win 2 more after that.
How many points are Luka is going to get tonight? His average 35.
Luka, I don't know about 35, but I bet you he gets more assists because he only got on one game. He got 1 assist.
Yeah.
Now they thought they changed the game plan because Guy is a good inside. Well, that was my point to Rob, and he didn't believe me that when they have better defensive teams, that
I didn't say that. Nice try.
And I know Cardoza and Reese, even though they both foul a lot, they're both still good defenders, and they're tall. I mean, 6'3" and 6'7" is a good front line. So no chance.
I did not say they weren't going to change their game plan. I said they probably will. I actually said that because they have the 2 big girls inside. I'm sorry, not girls. Ladies.
I had it right. It's just so the video. There's. Let's go to the videotape. It'll prove it.
Yeah, let's go back to the tape and see. We'll go back. It's up there.
I was really against them running that offense, and I'm glad that they changed their mind and ran it the proper one last night. Look what Caitlin Clark, how well she played. She's had 3 great games so far, and that was one of them. I don't know if it was her best game, but it was close to her best game. She looked most comfortable, and she could have got more points if Mitchell had just passed the ball or 2 at once in a while.
I agree with you, Reese. I think Reese. I think she belongs on the team. For my reason was that even though she's not going to play that much, I think the other players have finally realized how good or great a ball player she could be. Like we were talking about, she can pass. Her passing is phenomenal, and so in practice they would probably be like, "Whoa, she really is the real deal." She doesn't have to be the star, but she wouldn't. That's the way I like her. She would take there's no way she would try to take over and be the main person. So
you would like the coach to change the lineup. I don't know if they need to change the lineup. They just need Temmie back because as soon as Temmie gets back, Wallace will be benched because Wallace isn't she's not good enough to be a starter. She's fine for someone coming off the bench, but she's not a good enough player.
Right.
And at least she stood up for Clark in last night's game. And 3 people picked her up when she got knocked down by Angel Reese, but she stood up for him in the other incident with the hook. I guess it was Dana something. Forgot her name. Anyway, I don't think she's a starter, Wallace. Samuelson, she's not a starter either. She's not good enough.
She comes in, but no, she's not a starter. She comes in off the bench. She's more of a bench player. She's
No, I
better.
meant quality. In terms of quality of play, I don't think she's a starter for
No,
WNBA.
no, she's not.
I think they have 5 good players. Just one of them, the player that meshes best with Clark has been injured for, I think, either 7 games or 8 games now. So she's missed, half the season. So that's unfortunate. And then begin the season, she didn't play a lot because they didn't know who that she was. She just was. They knew she was, but that was her first year with the team. She had been out of the league for 3 years. Turns out she's 31, but she plays younger than that. I thought she was
Top Gun. You're right. You're right on point about all the things you're putting on there. What we both agree. Well, I think the coaching change is going to come soon, or maybe the end of the year there might be a coaching change.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I feel strongly that Clark should be on it, and I can give you several reasons why.
Yeah, we can only hope. Yep, I agree, Top Gun. We can only hope. He says he's watched all our videos, Mark, which is great.
What was that?
Appreciate it, Top. He says he's watched all our videos, Top Gun.
All of them are just ones from today. Like you've watched all. I don't even know how many videos we have anymore because I put up.
I think we got over 100.
We got 100.
Over 100.
Top Gun has watched all of them. I would thank Top Gun if you've watched all of them, because Rob hasn't even watched all of them.
No,
I watched all of them because I have to edit them. I got to edit all of Rob's mistakes.
Oh yes, because you know about those rumors, right, Mark?
No, I make as many more mistakes probably.
Rumors, and what was the other one? Oh, for Timberwolves, you put Wolverines. Oh, Wolverines.
Oh, that was a different mistake. I meant just speaking mistakes. Yeah, yeah.
But we're human. We make mistakes.
The rumor, I spelled rumor wrong on one part and spelled it right in the other part.
Right. That's why I was confused. You actually confused. Like, what's going on here?
Well, there's no spell check on the thumbnail machine. So if I got to catch it myself, I just type, and it's like sometimes I
see. Even Top Gun, he hasn't watched. There's 100. He hasn't watched them all either. Thank you, Top Gun. I haven't watched them all either. Thank you.
Let's see. I don't even know how many we have because I'm not on the website right now. If I go to our website, I could look it up.
You could cheat.
Let's see.
You click on it. But we do appreciate. We need to subscribe and likes. We appreciate all the comments. So far, the comments are awesome.
We've been voted YouTube channel with the most intelligent and best comments on the YouTube. There was a study. They did that. They could tell by the number of big words our listeners use. So that's why I know this. Let's see. Let me go and check how many videos we have. Go to YouTube Studio. I think I can just go to the channel. I don't have to go to the studio. Go to your channel.
Reese says WNBA amazes me. All it has ever done is lose money. That is true.
They average 10 million a year loss for 25 years. They won't give an exact number out. We have 186 videos, but some of them are shorts, and we don't make. I'm not making shorts currently because the other I made them before to get some views. I'm probably going to make them again, but I can't. I don't get commercials on those, and I don't get credit for the watch hours, but I do now. Actually, I don't need the watch hours anymore. We got watch hours. We got our watch hours. You need more subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Yeah. So I don't know how.
Yeah, Top Gun. We did pay for that. Yeah.
Pay for what?
He has to be paid for getting saying that we're with the listeners. We have
the listeners.
Yeah.
The survey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course. Let me see how many shorts we got. I don't even know how many we got. We got 30. We got 91 shorts. Oh wow.
So Reese, is this your first year watching WNBA, or you said you never cared about it, but so now are you watching it because of Caitlin Clark now?
All right. Yeah, we got 91 shorts, and I don't know I had that many. Wow. I just keep putting up videos.
Yeah.
How many videos we got? We said 186, so that means we got 94, right? All right, and then we have one that's for the video. Yeah, so we're gonna go till 8 tonight, and then I go watch the. I guess I'm not gonna watch the pregame show because the pregame show sucks because it's not TNT. So I don't know if you know that negotiations are going on, and it looks like TNT. I think one more year of TNT, and then after that, it looks like NBC is buying out TNT's rights instead of buying out ESPN rights, which would be much better because ESPN's. I don't. Michael Wilbon's okay, but everybody else isn't that good, and their show's not that good. So you're gonna be stuck with NBC. And Ernie Johnson's not gonna go. He said he does baseball for him too, so he's not gonna go. So the halftime show at NBC, we'll see how it is.
So Mark, Top Gun and Reese also are saying the reason why they didn't watch the WNBA that much until Caitlin Clark came in.
You didn't watch it until Caitlin Clark came in? No, nobody did. I told you I was watching a little bit of it, and I was watching the Olympics, but I boycotted after they didn't put Candace Parker on the Olympic team in 2016. I said I don't know. There's no word to describe how stupid that is. And how unfair it is. Gino just can't say, well, I don't like her. I'm not going to put him on the team when she's easily one of the top players in the league.
Ken, oh, wow. Ken, I never
watched the full NBA game before this year. Now I have the 35 game pass. I follow the Fever closely and also some of the other teams.
Nice.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark is an amazing athlete, and she's got half the country excited about her. The haters, I don't really care about the haters. The things they say are ridiculous. And then the people that defend the league. And who's the woman on Sports Center? Elle Duncan. She went on this rant a week ago saying, you guys got to do research. You got to learn more about the league, do all this. And she's new to women's basketball because she said that in another video. So quit being an idiot. And she went on this rant like, oh my God, it's like we got to do homework just to have an opinion or just to watch the WNBA. No, I don't care. If I care about the history, I'll study the history. Okay. Yeah. When I started watching football in 1965, my dad said, hey, your homework assignment is go study the NFL. I just did it on my own when I wanted to.
Right.
So much pressure.
I know. Geez, you're reporting on WNBA and you just don't even do any research. Wow.
Yes.
Would they have little cliff notes? Back in the day, little cliff notes about the WNBA.
Yeah. Well, I like it that what they're saying is because we're new to watching, we shouldn't have an opinion. We've never watched sports before. We've never watched basketball before. We never had an opinion before. We don't know what our eyes are telling us. We have to just kind of accept what you're telling us about the players. Well, you're lying about the players, so I'm not going to accept it. So stop it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
The new fan. Yeah. We agreed to get educated. Yeah. We need to all get educated. You know what? I know more about sports and basketball than these bottlehead women over there that are lying to me. So stop it. Because I do. I've been watching it longer. I'm older than them. Rob's a year and a half older than me, or a little bit more. Rob's like 80. What are you, 89 or something?
89.
89. He's 89. So I started watching football in 65 and basketball in 69. So. Baseball. I don't watch much baseball, hockey, but so yeah, these women, I don't listen to them. Angel Reese too. You respect her game, kinda. You respect her rebounding, but back she would be in the top 10 in scoring. Yeah, she'd be the top 10 in scoring if she could actually score. She misses easy shots, and so Cardozo does too. But like I said, I think Cardozo has been started late in life playing basketball, but she's got a lot of potential, man. She's got a big body. She's strong. She's 6'7". We'll see what happens. You never know. Football in 72 for Top Gun. You started following football in 62. I remember the 65 championship game. I was watching with my dad because he was a Cleveland Browns fan. I was a Packers fan. And then the next week, there was a Pro Bowl. Back when the Pro Bowl they actually played. The players actually tackled each other. I was watching. It was Gale Sayers was in the Pro Bowl, like running and turning back kicks. And I go, oh my God, who's this? This is the most exciting thing I've ever seen. And that's how I fell in love with football and running backs. And now the running backs.
Mark, you forgot to mention who won that. Who won that 65 game, Mark?
Packers. They beat the Browns 20-12.
Are you sure?
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
they
look that up. I'm
held
gonna look
Brown
that
to
up.
50 yards or under 50 yards, like 48 yards or something. Yeah.
My Browns.
Your Browns lost to my Packers.
See, I had ownership. You have ownership for Green Bay. See, I had ownership back then with the Browns.
Yeah, we've talked about. I gave Angel Reese for being a very good player. I just think that she needs to develop a larger skill set to become a great player. Because you can only go so far with just offensive rebounds and defense. And she only has defense is only goes so good. I mean, if I thought it was a misprint. She only has 0.1 block a game. That means she's blocked like 2 blocks all year, or maybe 1. So we'll see. I don't know why she doesn't. She never blocks it. She never blocks it. She tried to block Caitlin Clark and said she blocked her head. So,
I mean, so the double-double.
let me look that up, Rob. Go ahead and talk because
I mean, the double-double. You can give her credit for that, but I mean, like you said, most of her rebounds are off missed shots, and then to get a double-double, all you have to do is just score 6 points, and you get 12 points. Out of 40 minutes, I think I think you should be able to score 12 points from that close a range from the basket. So, I mean, that's not too hard. If she's shooting jump shots or moving around the baskets, I would give her a little more credit. But getting a double-double from her own rebounds or just inside like that, and she just has a weird shot. She's got to work on her game a little bit more.
Yeah, she has 0.2 blocks a game, which means she's blocked 2. She has 2 blocks all year because they played just over 10 games. They're 4-9 now or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hang on, Rob. Keep talking. I gotta grab it.
Oh, sorry. Yep. So let's see. Yeah, 2 blocks. Let's see. So yeah, I've gotten into it. I watched the WNBA when I was a little bit younger too, when they first came to the league, and I was intrigued by it. Like I coached girls and women's basketball, high school and junior high school, and I love how they talk about the game with women's basketball and how rough it is. And yes, they are a lot more rougher than the guys, believe it or not, and they tend to have a little more of a grudge. I remember when I called timeout, my players would walk over. I'm gonna get her. Next shot, I'm gonna get her. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Hey, Rob, ask me what I want to talk about.
So, Mark,
ask me what I want to talk about.
So, Mark, what do you want to talk about?
Playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs. I just hope we can win a game. Anyways, I think the Fever are going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to end up in 7th place, and that's my feeling. They have an easier schedule. I don't think the Atlanta Dream's that good. I think that if you look at the standings, I don't think the Aces are going to drop down that low. I don't know if they're ever going to get Chelsea Gray back. And the other team is up there. Let me look at this. Let me look at the rankings again. I looked at them before, but. So I think they can come in 7th. They're in 8th right now, kind of tied for 8th, but they're in 8th because they got a tiebreaker with Chicago. So I do think they're going to make the playoffs, and because the schedule is going to be easier, and also because they have more time in between games, they play easier teams, and because of the fact that they're starting to gel a little bit. So
that final playoff spot might be going against with Chicago and
Chicago and the Sparks. Chicago and the Sparks, it looks like right now. And I think Phoenix is 7-7. They just got Brittany Griner back, so they're going to make the playoffs. Las Vegas Aces are 6-6, but they're going to make they're not going to, get to 500. They're going to get close to 500. But they can get ahead of Atlanta Dream, who's 6-6. I don't think Atlanta Dream's that good. I think they can
they have one player right.
But they're in 8th anyways. They don't have to get ahead of the Dream. But I think they're going to end up in 7th. But we'll see what happens. They're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs because they're going to have to play Connecticut or New York or Minnesota, something like that. Well,
I think Mark, I don't know how to. I mean, I think the playoffs only played like in the Eastern Conference and Western Conference. I don't think they play like outside the conference.
I think it's one. Don't they have? There's 12 teams that make the playoffs. Oh, the first 4. Probably the first 4 teams have bye.
The first 4. Yeah, the first 4.
Then we go against the 5th seed. No. There's 8 teams. No, there are 8 teams. in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, they play. So they got Connecticut, the Liberty already in there. So they got then 3, 4. So
Yeah.
one plays 4, 2 plays 3 in the Eastern Conference. They don't go out to.
Oh, they don't go 1 to 8 and.
No. They play.
Really?
Yeah,
I would do 1 to 8, like.
You know what? Well, you know why, Mark? They got. You think they want to? You think they got to pay to travel from New York over to Phoenix?
I didn't even look that there was a conference and anything because in the NBA they supposedly have divisions, but no one pays attention to them anymore. They always look at the conferences.
Yeah,
so I don't even look at that. Let me just see. So by conference, all right. So let me just see but it's still the top 8 teams. I thought it was top 8 teams.
Top 8 teams. Yeah, still top 8 teams. But
so what if how is it going to be 1 versus 4? What if 5 of the top teams are in the Eastern Conference? Are you sure that's the way they do it, Rob?
I'm pretty sure.
Nah, pretty sure it's not good enough.
Well, okay, I'm very sure.
All right, well, go ahead and talk about it.
Because you were saying like if you're the 4th seed, you're going to play the Sun. If you're 2nd and 3rd, you play each other.
Hang on. Let me see the playoffs for last year. All right, so last year. All right, the Mystics. Let me see. The Mystics would have played Atlanta would have played the Liberty. Let me just see the playoffs. I don't know.
That's what they played last year.
Okay. Preseason. What am I doing? I'm trying to get find the playoff.
Yeah, Ken, I think you're right. I mean,
I'll look it up later.
Yeah, Ken, you're right. You're right. That's what we were talking about. For Caitlin, you know, the schedule was really detrimental to her. The first 4 games, that was brutal for them. I don't know. We were talking about that. I don't know how the WNBA scheduled that.
Vanity does not want to get educated about the WNBA. Oh my God, you're going to upset all those women. I can't believe it. Most of the teams have folded anyways, so we're trying to educate on dead franchise. Yeah, do your history. You can't comment on the NBA without doing your history on the ABA, just so you know. Right. Dallas is getting better. We'll see. University of Iowa grad. Okay. I followed her for 4 years too. Ken, you want to know how I heard about her? I was watching. First, I don't watch women's, but I was watching like something 4 years ago on a pregame show or something. I don't know what I was watching. All of a sudden, they started talking. And she said, so I heard about Paige Beckers. And then they said, one woman said, the most exciting freshman in the country is Caitlin Clark of Iowa. And I went to watch her and I said, wow. Like one game, I said, wow, this woman's exciting. There's something special about her. And then I started noticing, like the second game I watched her, I go, oh my God, did you see that pass? I mean, I saw the logo threes immediately because she was like plugging away. And
right.
I've been mesmerized ever since. I think it's fascinating that she is taken over the country and she's a female athlete. It's never happened in 150 years. So,
yeah, she's phenomenal.
Yeah. Boston's just starting to move. I think Boston wasn't in great shape when the season started. I think she's in better shape now. But how do you come to training camp not in shape? You know, I mean, she's always going to be slow. She just doesn't have the genetics for it for some reason. She's not that heavy. I don't know why she's slow. I think they got 5 good players and they have a bench. If they put like Wallace on the bench, they have her coming off, and then they got Samuelson. You know, they got Wheeler. She can play 5 minutes when Clark's taking a rest, and then who else? And Hall's not a bad player. She's a solid defender and not the greatest offensive player in the world, but she can hit some threes.
Oh yeah. You think? I think someone commented to me to talk about Caitlin's defense, and I think it's starting to improve. It's definitely improving.
It's been better since the game 1 of preseason.
She's definitely improved from what I've seen before. She's moving her feet. Like I said, she had 2 blocks, and she's getting better, a little bit better, keeping the person in front of her. So I think she's going to get better. She's going to get better, get used to it. She's got the nice long arms to defend.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry. Taylor should be starting. Taylor should be starting. Taylor who? Who's Taylor?
You know,
Taylor should be starting. Who's Taylor? Taylor what? Is that a first name?
Oh, and the Fever?
Yeah. Who's Taylor?
Let me look it up for you.
I'm looking it up now. I don't know who Taylor is.
Let's see. Taylor. Let's see. I think it is
Celeste Taylor. Yeah, she
Yeah.
should be starting.
Yeah.
She's a really good defender, but she hasn't earned a starting position yet. Celeste Taylor, yeah. No, she was defensive player, Big Ten defensive player of the year. I think she deserves playing time, and she's not giving her any. I don't know why. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about.
No,
I don't know.
I said that in that game where she pulled all the starters because of the defense. I said, well, why did you wait till 7 minutes left to put Celeste Taylor? And if you were complaining about defense, she's Big Ten defensive player of the year. Why didn't you put her in if you're upset about the defense? And they didn't.
Mhm.
Twice. She was defensive player of the year twice. I only saw it once, but she could have been twice. I looked her up before. I only saw that she made defensive player of the year twice.
You would think Mitchell would be better because of her quickness, and when they had a good matchup last night,
She's a good defensive player.
Yeah,
That's not her problem.
Yeah, I would think she'd be. He says that.
Top Gun. We've got an argument here. Top Gun says she's a point guard, and Vandermeer says she's not. I don't remember when I looked her up. I don't remember seeing that she had many assists in her stats in a point guard, even many points. She was more defensive specialist, but I could look her up again. JC Selden was a point guard for them. Yeah. So Taylor is more of a defensive specialist, and she could score a little and pass a little. That's what I understand. I only saw her play at one time, so I don't know that much about her. Maybe I saw her play twice. I didn't realize who she was. I don't know. A couple times. But I agree she should get some playing time. She shouldn't start. She has not established herself as a starter. Sorry. I think this. I told you what the starting team should be. I don't know why no one believes me. See, there should be Smith, Temmie, Boston, Mitchell, as soon as she learns to pass, and Clark. That's the starting team. You don't have to have three guards.
Do you think with that starting lineup that the coach will realize that, hey, we can actually push the ball up the floor and move the ball better?
Yes, and get Mitchell to take off earlier and more often too, because she's the fastest person on the team,
Right.
and Temmie's the second fastest person on the team, at least in terms of. I mean, Wheeler's quick too, but she's not going to. She shouldn't start. But yeah, we will get her back, hopefully. Vladimir doesn't agree with me, but I'm right. Don't worry.
No, he says it's not a bad lineup. He says it's not a bad lineup.
No, Hall's not. These players are not good. All these players you're mentioning are not good enough to be starters in this league for them to win. Those are role players that come off the bench. Hall's not good enough to be a starter yet. Taylor's not good enough to be a starter. Sorry. Their best five players, you need to start their best five players. They don't have good enough team to not start their best five players. If they had like 8 really good players, yeah, fine, you can finagle that. But I think you got to start your 5 best players. That's me. Vladimir doesn't agree with me. I don't care. I'm convinced that's the teams they should start. That's 3 forwards and 2 guards. One center. You could say that Boston's a center. Who knows? People don't really have centers nowadays. God forbid when you have a center in the NBA anymore.
Right.
You do have big. Samuelson comes off the bench. She's a forward. What do you mean? So you need to have some bigs coming off the bench.
Yeah, Samuelson's a good. You're right, Kate.
Why do you need? I don't. Vladimir, I don't understand why. Okay, Vladimir, tell me your starting 5. I'll argue with you, but you're wrong. Go ahead. Go ahead. Who do you want to start?
Yeah,
Vladimir, who's your starting 5?
Yeah, Kyle Samuelson is a good spot-up shooter. She can hit those threes. She helps. She coming off the bench.
Samuelson is a good player off the bench. She can give you scoring. She can hit the threes. Even Wallace can hit the threes. But I would like to give Taylor some playing time to see how good she can be. She can play defense. The problem is they're playing. I understand that. I think Mitchell and Wheeler have like max contracts or something like that. So to give them no playing time is not going to happen. But really, honestly, This is how I would do it. She finally, by the way, I forgot to bring this up in our video. She finally gave Clark the proper rest and the proper playing time. She sat her the first 3 minutes of the second quarter, and I would have sat her like, the game was close. She shouldn't sit in the first two quarters. But that's what they used to do with Michael Jordan, Nate. He sits the first part of the second quarter, so he gets the 4 minutes in between the quarters, and then he gets the rest time when he's sitting out for however many minutes.
So wait, have you seen this? Have you seen Valdemir's starting lineup?
Starting lineup? Who?
You got Mitchell, Clark, Hull, Terry, Timmy, and Boston.
Hall and Taylor aren't good enough to start. I don't agree with that at all. Sorry. I don't agree with that at all. They haven't established themselves good enough to start. Clark, Mitchell, Timmy, Smith, and Boston. Is that what you said? Yes. That should be the starting five. I think there's no question about that. Those are the five best players. I don't even think it's that close. They're clearly the five best players. Why would you not start your five best players? You got 3 forwards and 2 guards. I don't understand why people are challenging me on this.
Well, they can challenge you. That's
you
why.
Challenge you. Just give me a logical reason why those 5 aren't the 5 best players. It's clear they are.
Yeah, but they can challenge you.
Timmy can play really well with Clark. Samuelson and Wallace aren't fast enough to start. They're slow and can't. Who's slow? Who's slow? You're gonna bench Smith? Smith isn't slow. The only one that's slow is Boston.
He says Smith is slow.
Smith's not slow. She's just not fast. Boston's slow.
Smith's not slow. She's just not fast.
No, she's not. She's medium.
So that is
Timmy's fast, and Clark is pretty fast, but Mitchell's super fast. You're gonna bench Smith. Yeah, I'm not gonna bench Smith. I'm gonna get the ball to Smith more often with Clark. If you keep the ball in Clark's hand, and when she came after they benched her because of her defense, she came back and played really well when Clark had the ball because Clark was smart enough to know how to get the ball in her hands. Yeah, I'm not benching Smith, but you can. But you're not the coach.
Well, Top Gun actually Smith likes Cece likes. She actually built Smith up. Smith was kind of pouting a little bit.
I don't agree.
And then when Smith got in the game, she passed her the ball and seemed to light up Smith's better. She had a better attitude about playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't bench Smith. She's played fine since she's got back in the starting lineup. She was playing fine before, but her defense is inconsistent.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
More emphasis on defense and stop worrying about her girlfriend on the other team. I think she goes out. Her girlfriend is Carrington, I think, but they broke up and I think they got back together. That's what I heard. Mm-hmm. Mitchell can defend. She's not a great defender, but she should be a better defender given her athletic ability.
I think, Boston. I mean, I did notice she has lost a little weight, and I think she's getting used to Caitlin Clark. And like I said, the last game, she set the picks were not as high, like outside the 3-point line, which is kind of harder for her to roll with. So
I don't think.
Hold on, Mark.
Sorry.
The picks were at top of around the 3-point line, and then so she was easier for the roll to the basket. So I think like I said, Kyle, she's lost some weight, but I think she's getting used to finally setting a nice screen. They don't set the screen. It's also setting a screen is not just on the screener. It's also on the person who's dribbling the basketball. If you don't dribble the ball towards the screen, then it's also the person who's dribbling the ball's responsibility too.
What Smith didn't cover the one player that whole game, Vladimir, to say she gave up 20, 32, 24, 23, 27, 29, 27 points. She doesn't just cover one player the whole game. So I don't know where you're getting that from, but I agree her defense is inconsistent, but Clark said she chose Indiana. Clark didn't choose Indiana. She got drafted. She came out because it was time to come out. Well, what did she have to prove? She was the best player in the country 2 years in a row. And she came out. Her boyfriend was in Indiana. It's only 6 hours from Iowa to an Indiana. She came out at that time because it was time to come out. Why stay for a 5th year? It's just kind of silly in Boston. So Boston just happened to be there. She likes Boston, and they play well together at times. Yeah.
I agree with Top Gun. Yeah, I think Mitchell might be gone. Oh, she's a free agent, so I think she might be gone because she definitely cannot play with Caitlin.
No, she might be gone, but right now I think you just have to learn to play with her because I don't think they're going to make a trade in the beginning of the year.
Well, next year. He said next year she'll be
I
gone.
know, and I agree. She might be gone if she doesn't learn to pass. It's a shame because if you could just stick Michael Jordan's brain in her or Magic Johnson's brain in her, something to get her to play team wise and also to play to her capabilities on defense. Because I agree, she's not as good a defender as she should be. I don't think he said she can't play defense. I don't agree with that at all.
Mark, she's left-handed. All left-handers are guns. They're all gunners. They're all ball hawks.
I think she can be a good defender at times. She gets some good steals. She just keeps the person in front of her oftentimes, but sometimes she doesn't. But I'm still sticking that Smith's just good enough to start. The other players that you're talking about aren't that good of players yet. They haven't established themselves as starters. Hall or Taylor, they haven't established themselves to show that they're really good players. You just think they're good players because they haven't even made many mistakes yet because they haven't gotten much playing time. Once you see them out there.
So I'm so glad we get you guys on here.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, please subscribe and then like our videos. Like Top Gun has seen all our videos.
Wait, hang on. I don't think Hall is a great defender. I think she's a good defender, and I think she's hustles on defense, but I don't think she's a great defender. I'd like to see Taylor play more. That's for sure. I would like to have her come off the bench to replace Mitchell every time Mitchell comes off and test her out and see if she can do a little scoring, do a little passing, and mesh well with Clark.
No, I think Hull is a good defender. She played at Stanford.
No, I think she's a good player. I don't think she's starter material. I don't think she's that great offensively.
Sometimes you got to put in he said he put him on one of the better players and shut him down.
I think she's good off the bench. I don't think she's a great player. I think Taylor, I'd like to see if she can become a great player. Some people like Berger. I just never seen her. I haven't seen her play enough to really know how good she is. Like all these players, I haven't seen them enough minutes because most of the minutes they got is garbage minutes. So, and then I usually don't watch anyways. So we'll see. I wouldn't bench Smith though. I would put something in her head to get some better defense out of her. Yes, slowly imposing her will on the team. Yeah, I think it's going to be her team, and I don't know why it took so long. I would have said, "Here's a set of keys. There's a Ferrari. Take it and drive this team." And say, "Mitchell, learn to pass the ball." And I would have said that from day one if I was the coach. And I would bench Mitchell if she wouldn't keep pitching, not passing the ball. And I'd stick Taylor in. I'd say, "Okay, you want defense? Or I got defense. 2-time defensive player of the year in Big Ten or whatever."
Top Gun, you're right about Hull. She played at Stanford where she had to play defense, and so
I think she's a good player. She's a good defender. She's not a great.
Then Hull, she sets good screens, so she has very good fundamentals as far as her knowledge of the game from Tara Vanderway is very good. Helps her a lot.
Yeah, but she's not a great defender. He's saying she's a great defender. That's not true.
No one's a great defender in the WNBA.
Well,
no. There's no.
What about AJ Wilson? She got 3-time defensive player of the year.
That doesn't mean she's a great defender.
No one's a great defender.
That's like lowering a bar. It's like that's defending against who? So.
Well, I don't know how many great 3-point shooters they have. That's part of the problem. They don't have a lot of great 3-point shooters. They don't have any people. The problem is in the WNBA is very few people can create their own shots in the WNBA. So, I think that she deserves playing time. Hull, I do.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So what are you going to do? You got Mitchell for the rest of the year. So then what are you going to do? You got Hall, and you also have you want to give Taylor time. Now there's really not enough room for both of them because so you got to play one or the other.
Right.
I wouldn't play 3 guards because I think Temmie and Smith and Boston should all start.
All right.
You could get time for you can have 3 guards sometimes and put in Taylor and Hall, and then have when Smith goes out and not replace her with a forward. That would work.
All right, Mark. So it's 8 o'clock.
All right, Rob wants to go.
We're gonna watch the game.
Yep. I'm gonna get some get my scotch and maybe some cheese and crackers and watch the game. You guys
And
think?
we thank, real quick, we thank all of you for viewing us. The
I was just teasing you
comments
about
are awesome. The
about
comments
your.
are awesome, just like our, just like you guys, the comments on the videos. Your comments were awesome. Great discussion. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Please come back next Monday. What time Monday, Mark?
7 to 8 Eastern every Monday except for major holidays. Rob's 39th birthday, Labor Day, Christmas, whatever. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah,
I was just
job,
teasing you
guys.
about that. There's no discussion about the starting lineup. I don't think you can bench Smith though. You got to get her to play better defense. She has too much other abilities to bench her. She has too many rebounds, and she can score a lot when Clark's on the court because Clark can pass it to her.
All righty.
My personal opinion.
Thanks, you
All right.
guys.
Thanks for joining us next Monday at 7, and we'll have some new videos out tomorrow. We'll recap the game tonight for the NBA, and we'll have some more Caitlin Clark videos for you.
Yep. All right. Peace out.
Thank you. All right. Bye.